There's something I want you to think about tonight. Not tomorrow, not next week. Tonight. The last 1 or 2 hours before you go to sleep may matter more than most people realize. Because during sleep, your body doesn't just rest. It shifts into a very specific rhythm. Your heart rate slows down. Your blood pressure gently lowers. Your body begins a quiet process of recovery. But this only works when nothing interferes with that process. And after 60, that balance becomes more sensitive, which means small habits in the evening can have a bigger impact than they used to. Not dramatic, not obvious, but noticeable over time. Today, I want to walk you through a few common evening habits that many people don't think twice about, and what you can do instead. Starting tonight, let's start with something very simple: the timing of your last meal. Many people eat dinner later than they realize, or have something extra in the evening: a snack, a heavier meal, something that feels harmless. But here's what happens inside your body. When you eat, your system becomes active. Digestion requires energy. Blood flow shifts toward your digestive system. Your body becomes more alert. And this can happen at the exact time your body is trying to slow down. Instead of preparing for rest, it's still working. That doesn't mean you need to avoid food completely in the evening, but it does mean timing matters. Giving your body enough time between eating and sleep can make a difference in how you feel the next morning. Now let's talk about something even more subtle: hydration. As we get older, the feeling of thirst becomes less noticeable. So it's easy to go through the day slightly dehydrated without realizing it. And many people intentionally drink less in the evening to avoid waking up at night, which makes sense. But your body still needs balance, because hydration plays a role in how your body functions overnight. Circulation, comfort, recovery. A simple approach is to stay well hydrated during the day and not ignore fluids entirely in the evening. A small amount at the right time can be helpful. The next habit is something many people don't think about: how consistent your routine is. Going to sleep at different times, taking medications at slightly different hours, changing your evening pattern from day to day. Your body works best with rhythm. Consistency helps your system prepare for rest. Irregular timing can make that process less smooth. This is especially important when it comes to medications. Taking them consistently, as directed, supports stability. And if you're ever unsure about timing, that's always a good conversation to have with your doctor. Now let's talk about sleep itself. Not just how long you sleep, but how your body breathes while you sleep. Some people notice snoring, or feeling tired even after a full night of rest, or waking up feeling like sleep wasn't as refreshing as it should be. These are signals worth paying attention to, because your body depends on steady breathing during sleep. And when that pattern is disrupted, it can affect how rested you feel. If this is something you've noticed, it may be worth discussing further with a specialist. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: the environment where you sleep. Specifically, temperature. Most people set their room based on comfort, what feels right, what they're used to. But your body experiences temperature differently during sleep. If the room is too warm, your body has to work harder to cool itself down. Your heart rate may stay slightly elevated. Your sleep may become lighter, less restorative. On the other hand, if the room is too cold, your body may feel tense, less relaxed. So the goal is balance. A slightly cool environment often allows your body to settle more naturally. Not cold, not warm, just comfortable enough to support rest. Now, let's bring this together with something practical: a simple evening routine. Not complicated, not restrictive, just structured. Start by finishing your last meal a few hours before bed. Give your body time to settle. As the evening continues, keep your environment calm. Lower the lights. Reduce stimulation. Let your body begin to shift naturally. Stay lightly hydrated. Not too much. Not too little. And take your medications consistently, at the same time each day as directed. These small steps create a pattern, and your body responds to patterns. There's something else worth understanding. Your body doesn't respond to one night. It responds to what you do regularly. So this is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about consistency. Small improvements, repeated over time, lead to noticeable changes. Better sleep, more stable energy, a greater sense of ease in your daily routine. If you take a moment to think about your current evenings, you may already notice a few patterns. When you eat, when you rest, how you prepare for sleep. And you don't need to change everything. Just 1 or 2 adjustments can make a difference. Start simple. Observe how you feel and adjust from there. There is no perfect routine, only the one that works best for you. But your body gives you feedback through how you sleep, how you feel in the morning, how your energy carries through the day. And when you start paying attention to that feedback, your decisions become easier, more natural. So instead of trying to change everything at once, let's slow this down for a moment. Because the goal here is not perfection. It's awareness. Becoming more aware of what your evenings actually look like. Not what you think they are, but what you consistently do. When you eat, how you wind down, how your body feels before sleep. Because once you start noticing these patterns, you begin to see something important. Small habits, repeated every night, quietly shape how your body responds. And most of them don't feel important in the moment. But over time, they add up. And this is where things start to become much more interesting. Because when you look a little closer at these patterns, there's one thing many people don't realize about evening habits. They don't feel important in the moment. They feel small, insignificant, something you've done the same way for years. But the body doesn't look at habits the way we do. It looks at patterns. What you repeat becomes your baseline. And over time, that baseline shapes how your body functions, especially at night. Because nighttime is not just rest. It's regulation. Your body is adjusting systems, balancing processes, preparing you for the next day. And even small disruptions, repeated consistently, can shift that balance. Let's go back for a moment to something we mentioned earlier, eating late. But this time, I want you to think about how it feels. After a late meal, do you ever notice your body feels more active? Slightly heavier? Less settled? Maybe your sleep feels lighter. Or you wake up not feeling fully refreshed. These are subtle signals, and they're easy to ignore. But your body is very responsive to timing. Giving yourself a few hours between eating and sleeping allows your system to complete one process before starting another, and that transition matters. Now let's look deeper at hydration, because this is where many people unintentionally create imbalance. During the day, hydration supports everything: circulation, joint comfort, mental clarity. But in the evening, people often go to extremes, either avoiding fluids completely or drinking too much right before bed. Both can affect how you feel. So the goal is steady balance throughout the day and a gentle approach in the evening. Not avoiding, not overcompensating, just supporting your body consistently. There's another factor that plays a quiet but important role: your mental state before sleep. What you watch, what you think about, what you focus on. Your nervous system responds to all of it. If your evening is filled with stimulation, your body may take longer to settle. If your evening is calm, your transition into sleep becomes smoother. This doesn't mean you need a perfect routine. It just means creating a small window of calm before bed can help. Even 15 to 20 minutes. Let's also talk about posture and positioning. How you lie down, how your body is supported, your pillow, your alignment. These small details affect how comfortable your body feels overnight. And comfort affects how deeply you rest. Sometimes, small adjustments here can make mornings feel noticeably easier. Less stiffness, less tension, more readiness to move. Another thing to consider is how quickly you transition into bed. Going from activity straight into sleep doesn't always give your body time to adjust. Your system benefits from a gradual shift, a slowdown, a moment to move from active to resting. This can be as simple as sitting quietly, stretching lightly, breathing slowly. Nothing complicated, just a transition. Now let's bring all of this into something practical again. A simple flow. Finish eating earlier. Keep your evening calm. Stay balanced with hydration. Maintain consistency with your routine. Create a short transition before sleep. Support your body with a comfortable environment. You don't need to do everything at once. Even one or two of these can begin to make a difference. And here's something encouraging. Your body responds relatively quickly to positive changes. Not instantly, but steadily, within days, sometimes within a week or two. You may notice better sleep quality, more stable energy, less discomfort in the morning. These are signs your body is adapting. So here's what I recommend. Tonight, don't try to change everything. Just choose one thing, one small adjustment, something realistic, something you can repeat tomorrow, and the day after that. Because consistency matters more than perfection. And your body responds to what you do regularly, not occasionally. If you stay consistent, those small changes build into something meaningful. Better rest, better mornings, better overall balance. If this helped you see your routine differently, take a moment to reflect on what you might adjust tonight. And if you know someone who could benefit from this, share it with them. Sometimes, one small change is all it takes to start feeling better. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.